This is my first time recording a video like this where I'm hi dumpling, just sitting down, sort of reflecting on camera. But I'm excited. It's a fun form of content. What do you think, dumpling? What do you think? Huh? I've been having dumpling on a little cat diet lately. She's like, don't talk about me. Don't talk about me. Why talk about me when you can talk about yourself? My bad, dumpling. My bad. You kind of blend in with the blanket a bit too. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's cool. What is cool is just sitting here and hanging out right now. It's something feels so calm about this moment, and I really am just relishing in it. I woke up very early because I was sort of in hibernation for a minute, and uh I had just had such a sleep debt built. Taurus season, I can't help but love Tauruses. So my mom's a Taurus. It's my friend's birthday on the same day, which is kind of crazy. So my solution to that was just not sleeping at all. And I fully got my sleep debt back in order. I'm back. I'm back, and it feels great to be back. Um, I've been restructuring my life in a lot of ways, journaling more. I've been just encouraging myself to stay motivated and really pursue the dreams that I have. I've always had this dream of making videos. And it's so funny how that dream has evolved because when I was younger, my cousins and we would just like somebody had a cell phone with a camera on it, like a flip phone, and we would just fill up the memory with making ridiculous skits. They used to have, it was sort of like a Vine, and it's so weird that there's an app for that concept because a lot of cell phones used to have it where you would press play and then press pause and then press play and press pause, and you would create like an edited video, just one clip at a time, and we would make little skits and silly videos. I mean, those are just gone. I'd imagine they're in the the trash bin, or they're just completely deleted off of whatever device they were on. But I remember being so joyful in those moments. That was my favorite way to play. And that evolved into when I got a cell phone. I got my first cell phone when I was 10 years old, and I would make little videos on there. Some of them are still on YouTube. I did one called Death Pebbles where I ate like fruity pebbles and then I started coughing up rocks, or pebbles rather. And what a ridiculous idea. I mean, it's an original idea, sure, and I'm full of original ideas, but that is what, you know? Had I done that in maybe a later time when Vine was around, is maybe flash cut a couple years later, maybe that would have been something. It's always so funny surfing online and then you just see some like middle schooler who got a cell phone and just starts making ridiculous videos online. Sometimes it's so incriminating. It's so incriminating. It's just like you make the most cancelable stuff when you're a kid. Thankfully, I wasn't making stuff like that. For some reason, I still had this concept of like somebody's gonna watch this, even if nobody does at any point. I just always felt like, anybody could watch this. My grandma could watch this, and then what? And then what's grandma gonna think of me? You know? What's sort of funny now at this point in my life, I'm not entirely sure I do care what folks think about me. If I'm just being authentic and genuine, why should I? Because ultimately, I'm not gonna change who I am because somebody said they don't like it. I'm going to change who I am to better suit the needs that I have, to better fulfill this evolving, self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Because I genuinely do believe in those spirals of thought, the upward and the downward, and you got to be somewhere in the middle to really be indifferent and start seeing the side where, I can impact this. Joy is gorgeous. It's a beautiful thing. But I don't fully feel like, oh, I just need to chase happiness. I sort of shifted my mind, pivoted into thinking I want to pursue fulfillment. And some folks might say, don't turn what you love into a job. Fair. Very fair. But over the years, I just genuinely love making videos. I love the whole process. I love filming it. I love editing it. There's something about like scripted videos that's cool, but everything I would ever make, even if it looked like it was scripted, it was just completely off the riff, improv, insanity. What's the craziest idea we could have? Let's do it. And I spent a decent amount of my youth just making skits, making fun videos, making things that were so fulfilling to me. And things you can never do if you're concerned about a bottom line or a budget, you know, or sponsorships or what have yous. And I'm sort of in this point where it's not about me becoming a stock photo. You know, it's not about me becoming a product placement. Because I truly do believe that something about this opportunity of social platforms just desires authenticity. I mean, it is consumed by performative this, performative that, and it is promoting performative activity. But in so many ways, since the invention of the tube, it began to create reflections in people's minds, in people's concepts of reality. Like, people didn't start believing that they were being observed by some sort of camera. They were main character until Truman Show. It became a syndrome where people believe that their entire life is a show. I'm like, damn. You could honestly get so lost into that frame of thinking that your entire life is a show. Like, our brain is a powerful thing. Neurons of light flowing through our entire body. Honestly, I believe you could train your mind to hear an audience laughing or applauding. I genuinely do believe that. Like, some people, they have such a lack of fantasia that they're like, life is this. Why the fuck are you sad? You know? That's made up. You know? They're so calcified. And when you still have this, damn, she gnawing on that. Gnawing. She's having a mukbang on her own foot over here. Wildin'. But genuinely, I do believe, like, if you think, oh, when this person walks in, there's an applause. You could think that. It's almost similar to, like, when somebody that you think is gorgeous walks in, and you sort of, like, hear... I have a hyper fantasia state of mind, you know? So I can sort of, like, hear music in my head, and I can visualize art pieces that I'm like, that would be cool. If only I had better skill to bring that to life. Hey, ChatGPT. Nah. Hey, Chat, can you create this incredible art piece and give a detailed description? That's probably where things are moving, you know? We do need to appreciate skill set. I genuinely believe that there's something about that day-to-day grind that is so enriching for you and is something to be loved something to be cherished, something to be promoted in the world. Um, but whenever I see somebody that's just like, oh, they're so gorgeous, and they walk in, I sort of hear romantic melodies, romantic era melodies. The colors increase in saturation. I feel this sense of euphoria simply being within a resonant distance of somebody's light. And I have reconnected to that feeling. I have reconnected to this high fidelity lifestyle because I've been so consumed by substances for so long, for years at this point, that my light had sort of dimmed. And I was seeing things in like this distorted reality. Um, and I also respond with both spectrums of that. I don't look towards, this distorted, wavy reality in anger. I don't look back in anger whatsoever. I think it was incredible feeling so emotionally driven when I would listen to music and feeling so emotionally impacted when I look at art. I mean, I could look at art and break into tears. Somebody showed me their own work in a bar when we were all hanging out. They were, visiting town. They showed me their work, and it actually drove me to tears. It's ingrained in my mind. It was like that Danny DeVito moment where I don't know if you watch It's Always Sunny, but he looks at this work of art. He was there to like critique the show and make it seem like everything was trash. He's like garbage to all these paintings, and then he looks at one and he's like, just starts crying. I had that Danny DeVito moment. There's another one where his performances are so good. They're like visceral, visceral emotion encapsulated. Where Mac does this play in the prison for his dad to explain his sexuality, and Danny DeVito, he's like chopped because he kept getting like hit in the face and all this crazy stuff. It's a very long episode to unpack, but he's like, I get it. I get it. Oh my gosh. I kind of had that moment. I've had that moment with art. I've had that moment with music where I listen to an album and I say, my world is brighter. My world has genuinely gotten brighter from this piece of work. And sometimes I'm concerned that with all these developments and this commodification of art, that the world loses a little piece of that light. I just want the world to have that forever, to cherish that light, to promote that light, to feel it, to go to a live concert and be moved, to go to an art museum and see a piece and not just think, chat, can you make something like this? You know? Just think about that time when people would go to a museum and say, I hope to make something this moving one day. Not take a shortcut, not emulate, but to make something that fulfills that self prophecy to such a prophecy to such a degree that it can move someone the way that this piece moved me. That's real inspiration. At the heart of that inspiration is light. That's what I'd love to promote, to cherish in this world. I strive to be closer to that every day. And when I make this commitment to journal, when I make this commitment to have better habits, to enrich and fulfill myself, to co-create this beautiful reality with the rest of the world, it's not because I want something more for myself. It's because I want the future to have the opportunity to still see beauty, to feel inspired, to feel enriched. I want the future to have something that gives them hope for tomorrow. And inside and out, I've committed to that, to finding that, to being closer to that reality. Maybe you'll join me. I don't know if Dumpling gnawing on her foot right now is bringing her closer to that fulfilled reality, but kind of looks like it.